What's going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to another Lego Star Wars comparison. Today, we're taking a look at the only two minifig scale twin pod cloud cars Lego has ever made. The first one we're taking a look at is the 7119. It had 118 pieces, one minifig, retailed for 10 US, and it came out in 2002. The next one we're going to be taking a look at is the Betrayal at Cloud City cloud car. Came out in 2018, and that's set 75222. This set has about 200 to 250 pieces roughly, just a guesstimate. And we're gonna check out the difference between these two sets and how Lego's kind of changed over the years, because it's kind of crazy. I mean, just straight from the get-go, we can see the difference with Lobot in tan color as opposed the classic yellow color. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start us off, let's actually take a look at the 2018 model. Give you guys a 360 view. It is a decent looking nostalgic set. I won't say it's perfect just because it's not. It's way too clumpy, but it's kind of cool to see how Lego was back in the early 2000s. It was starting to actually get pretty good. Let's actually now break it down a little bit closer. Get a little bit more detailed. So the first thing you'll notice is it has two of these awesome looking cars. Literally calls them cars. And to access it, it's very simple. You literally just raise or lower that little door and it reveals a control panel. I like the fact that they included that. Sometimes with these smaller builds, they'll literally give you nothing and it's just the minifig sitting in there. And then in the middle, let's actually show that off to you guys a little bit. You can actually open it and there's literally nothing there. So it's kind of wasted space. It would have been nice if they did something there. The other thing too is it has two blue studs to kind of represent engines, or I guess the exhaust. You can close her up very easily, but what's nice about this is you can actually fit a minifig in here no problem. Like you can see Lobot has a lot of space in there. But yeah, that pretty well does the model. There really is not too much to it. It's just a very simple, but it works. It works for the time, and you can obviously tell what it is. Let's now take a look at the 2018. And here she is. So let's just give you guys a 360 view of her. As you can see, it's a lot cleaner looking, but this actually should be an orange. There's not enough different orange pieces, I guess, to make this, which is why they chose to make it in red. However, I think it would have been a little bit more accurate, but it's not the end of the world. First thing you'll notice is it has some stud shooters on the bottom. Yeah, not a big fan of that, but it is good for playability. Like if you're a kid and you want something to do with this, at least you have, you know, you can shoot something off if you want. The other thing that's nice about it as well is it actually has a little control panel. It's kind of hard to see in there, but it's there. It's very snug. Like what we're actually going to do is let's actually go to the other side of the cloud car and show you where the fig is. Now before we get into that, I just want to mention these engines are awesome. I think it's a vast improvement over the 2002. I just think it looks a lot better. And to kind of access Lobot, the door comes down much the same. However, he is very snug in there. Not a lot of room to move basically, but he fits. That's the main point that matters. And then on the top of the cloud car, you'll notice they have two stickers, which add some nice detail. All in all, this is just a cleaner looking build. It does look more accurate to what it's supposed to from the movie, but I still like the 2002. What we're gonna do now is compare the two side by side. And here they are side by side. It's kind of crazy to see what 16 years does. With improving a Lego set, they're still good. I mean, the old one's still good. It's just kind of crazy how it's changed. It just looks so much cleaner. All these smaller pieces, like this set is about 100 pieces larger than the older one, but they're nearly identical in size. But that really shows how much the detail is just much better on the newer one. Although I still like the old one. I do like the nostalgia factor for it, and it just looks all in all decent. I do not know what they were thinking with brown though. That does not belong This should have been orange again, but at least it's the closest thing to orange. Brown is, yeah, brown. It's not a brown spaceship. But yeah, those are the two cloud cars. What we're gonna do now is take a look at the old Lobot and the new one and see the differences between those two androids. And here the two of them are. I will say that for 2002, this was actually a very, very good minifig, and I'm gonna show you guys why. Let's actually flip Lobot around. And you see how the newer Lobot has that back, basically mechanism, almost like it's a back visor. The older 2002 has that as well. So I was very impressed with this fig. Back face printing was not a thing they did in the late 90s, early 2000s, especially not with Lego Star Wars sets. And they did that. He doesn't have back torso printing, whereas the newer one does. The newer one's obviously a more detailed minifig, but I will say that this older Lobot from 2002, it's pretty good. Definitely very good for its time. This one obviously is more detailed, but again, I am very impressed with this fig. The fact that they went out of their way and put that back face printing on him, just because it wouldn't make sense if he didn't have it, is phenomenal. This one definitely is one of the better early 2000s Lego Star Wars minifigs. But yeah, those are the figs. What we're gonna do now is get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my comparison. Do hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, I love both these models for different reasons. The 2002 has more nostalgia, and I don't think they really could have improved on it based on the pieces that were available at the time. I think that they did a decent job on it, whereas obviously the Cloud Car from 2018 is much better. It's much cleaner looking. The only thing that we mentioned that could have been an improvement is if it was made in orange, because literally the Cloud Car is supposed to be orange, not red. However, I don't think they have all these pieces in orange, unfortunately, so they went with red, the next best option. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this one. Which ones, or these ones, which one's your favorite out of these two? I just like them both for different reasons, like nostalgia for the older one, and for the newer one just looking a lot more accurate, but again, it should be orange. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. But if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future Lego Star Wars reviews, comparisons. We basically do something like this every Tuesday, and I really enjoy doing it. But yeah, that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.